Okay, so hi guys. So for today, I will be discussing sales cycle. Sales cycle can be summarized into 4 steps. Number 1 is sales authorization. Number 2 is shipping the goods. Number 3 is billing the customer. And number 4, and finally, recording the transaction. So let's start first with step 1, sales order. The first step in the sales cycle is the receipt of a customer order indicating the type and quantity of merchandise desired. So the first step is we receive a customer order. So sabi ni customer, I want to buy this or I want to buy this product. So that is a customer order. It is an order from the customer to purchase goods. The question is, who is responsible in receiving a sales order? Or who is responsible in receiving a customer order? The answer is, the responsibility of receiving the customer order lies on the sales department. So si sales department ang responsible dito. And then, before processing the order further, the customer's creditworthiness needs to be established. Okay, why? Why is it necessary to establish the creditworthiness? Kasi ang assumption natin dito, the sales are on credit. The sales are on credit. So meaning, upon the sale, we must record accounts receivable. So hindi siya cash sale. Most of the time, these are credit sales. That's why we need to establish first whether or not the customer can pay it. Okay? Why is it important to determine the creditworthiness of the customer? Kasi if we give credit to customers that cannot pay, tayo ang lugi or lugi tayo kasi hindi siya mababayaran ni customer. So, ang effect niya sa financial statements, we recognize it as write-offs. Kasi uncollectible accounts. We do not want that to happen. That's why we need to make sure that the customer can pay the goods. But the question is, how can we determine creditworthiness? We can determine creditworthiness by historical transactions. So ang pwedeng gawin ng company, they can look on the subsidiary ledger of the customer. Whether or not, based on historical data, kaya bang magbayad ni customer on time? So, one of the basis on determining the customer's creditworthiness are the customer records or the accounts receivable records of the customers. And then, if it is already approved or the customer order is now approved, who is responsible in determining the creditworthiness? It is the credit department. Mapapansin nyo, iba yung mag-a-approve ng creditworthiness sa magre-receive ng customer order. Kasi kanina, ang responsible sa receipt of customer order, sales department. Ngayon naman, credit department. Why do we need to separate the two? Because there is a conflict of interest. There is a conflict of interest. Kasi, ano yung gusto ni sales department? The more the sales, the better. Why? Kasi di ba, in the real world, the salaries or the incentives received by the sales department is based on sales. Their compensation is based on sales. Kaya, most of the time, may mga quotas yan ang sales department. Meron silang quota. That's why, syempre, ano yung gusto ni sales department? The more the sales, the better. Because malaki din yung salary nila pag malaki yung sales. That's why the entity or the department that must approve this sales or this credit must be a separate department, which is the credit department. And then, the sales department now prepares a sales order. So, itong sales order na to, ang assumption dito, authorized na yung sale transaction or approved na yung order ni customer. And then, the next thing that will happen is the sales order will now be given to the inventory control department. Ang gagawin ni inventory control department, number one, i-check niya muna kung may stock or whether or not there is available inventory. So yun muna ang gagawin ni inventory control department. Ang question ngayon, bakit ba inventory control department yung responsible in checking the inventory? The answer is because the inventory control department has the records. The inventory control department has the inventory subsidiary ledger. So pwede nilang i-check kung may available bang inventory. So the next is, assuming that there is available inventory, the inventory control department will now prepare a pick list. This document identifies the items of inventory that must be located and picked from the warehouse shelves. Ang assumption dito, ang may authority or the department who has the authority to pick the goods from the warehouse is the inventory control department. Sila yung may authorization to pick the goods from the warehouse. And the preparation of a pick list is an evidence of that authorization to the warehouse to pick goods. And then, the inventory control department will now forward the picking list, or in other words, the stock release document to the warehouse. And then, what will happen is, the warehouse clerk now retrieves the goods. So, ang assumption dito, na-receive na ni warehouse clerk yung picking list. So, na-receive na siya ni warehouse clerk. Ang gagawin ngayon ni warehouse clerk, kukunin na niya yung goods. Or, the warehouse clerk will now retrieve the goods. And then, after picking the goods from the warehouse clerk will also prepare a packing slip to be sent in the shipping department. So, ang gagawin niya, yung mga goods, pati yung packing slip, which is the document, ibibigay niya kay shipping department. And then, the next step is shipping the goods. So, okay for this step, we are looking on the perspective of the shipping department. So, ano yung mangyayari? Before the arrival of the goods, the shipping department receives the packing slip and the pick list from the warehouse and the sales order from the sales department. So si shipping department, makaka-receive siya ng different documents from different departments. And then, upon receiving the goods from the warehouse, ang una munang gagawin ni shipping clerk, i-double check niya muna lahat ng documents. So the shipping clerk will reconcile the physical items with stock release, packing slip, and the sales order to verify that the order is correct. So dapat yung mga documents, pati yung goods, dapat mag-match. Dapat parehas yung nasa stock release, sa packing slip, sales order at yung physical items to make sure that the order is correct. Tapos, upon double checking and verifying that the order is already correct, the shipping clerk will now package the goods, attaches the packing slip, and prepares a bill of lading. Okay, we will focus on bill of lading. What is a bill of lading? Bill of lading is a contractual agreement between the company and the carrier. So in the bill of lading, this will be the contractual agreement between the company and the carrier. Why is it important to have a bill of lading? Just in case that the goods may be damaged or it may be lost, at least klaro, or at least there is a clear contract between the carrier and the company. So dapat may bill of lading to be clear, or just in case there will be unfortunate events that may happen. Dapat may agreement si shipping company at or ang courier and us. So that's why there must be a bill of lading. And then, upon shipping, the shipping department will also prepare a shipping log. Ano yung meron sa shipping log? In a shipping log, we have a list of shipments. So lahat ng mga shipments, nakalista yan lahat sa shipping log. And then, this is an example of a bill of lading. And then, the next step is to bill the customer. So, the shipment of the goods marks the completion of the economic event and at the point at which the customer should be billed. So, the next step is billing the customer. So, napapansin nyo, before we bill the customer, the goods must be shipped first to the customer. So, that's why when we are talking about sale of goods, the evidence that the sale has occurred is when the goods has been shipped to the customer. Okay? So, kung hindi pa na-ship yung goods, wag muna tayo gumawa ng invoice. So, okay ha? Dapat ganun. Before we bill the customer, we must make sure that the goods has been shipped already. And then, upon credit approval, the billing department receives the sales order from the receive order task or from the sales department. So, ngayon, we're talking about the billing department. Number one, marireceive ni billing department yung sales order from the sales department. And then, next is, makukuha din ni billing department ang bill of lading from the shipping department. And then, upon arrival, the items shipped are reconciled with those ordered and unit prices, taxes, and freight charges are added to the invoice copy of the sales invoice. So, yun. Lahat ng mga taxes and other charges are included to the invoice copy. And then, the completed sales invoice is the customer's bill, which formally depicts the charges to the customer. So, okay the evidence of the sales transaction is the invoice. Etong sales invoice na to, ito na yung ibibigay natin sa customer. So, yun na yung ibibigay natin sa customer. Sales invoice. So, ito yung example ng sales invoice. And then, the next step is the billing department also records the sale in the sales journal. So, this is the next step. The billing department will also record the sale in the sales journal. So, yun yung next step. Kasi, ang assumption dito, si billing department yung may access sa sales journal. And then, the inventory control department updates inventory subsidiary ledger accounts from information contained in the stock release document. So, ang gagawin din ni inventory control, upon shipment, the inventory control must also update the inventory subsidiary ledger. Kasi 'di ba, pag shipment, mababawasan yung inventory natin. So that's why the inventory subsidiary ledger must be updated. And then the next is we also update the accounts receivable. It means that the accounts receivable subsidiary ledger are also updated. Kasi upon shipment or because of the sale, tataas yung accounts receivable ni customer. Tataas yung accounts receivable ni customer. That is why the accounts receivable subsidiary ledger must also be updated. And then finally is journalize in the general ledger. So this is the last step. Recording in the general ledger. So in short, ano yung conclusion or ano yung summary ng sales cycle? Number 1, we started with sales authorization. So we must make sure that the customer order is approved by the credit department. And then after that, the inventory control will pick the goods from the warehouse, or the inventory control will authorize the release of goods from the warehouse. And then after that, the goods will be shipped to the customer. And then the sales invoice will now be prepared by the billing department to be sent to the customer. And then after that, the subsidiary ledgers, the journals, and finally, the general ledgers will be updated. So that is the conclusion of sales cycle. So, okay before I end, I want to apologize for some errors sa steps. So siguro sa mga iba, napansin nyo na may inconsistency sa steps. So I apologize. All of them are clerical errors. Okay, so yun lang. So thank you for watching this video. That's it for sales cycle.